Remember this, your life has only one true 15-year window from the age of 23 to the age of 38 to build lasting capital. If you want to make money real, money you must take ruthless advantage of this time. People often say that 30 is the age of employment. If you indulge in playing games, embracing free living, and choosing immediate enjoyment during this period, there is a certainty it will be the beginning of your tragic life. No matter how much you enjoy your youth, you will pay that price back many times over when you are weakest. If, before the age of 35, you have no money but only know how to roam freely, then understand that almost everything you consume is a direct subsidy from your aging parents. If one day your parents fall sick, you will comprehend what real despair is. At that moment, you not only have no money, but you will realize you have destroyed your own capacity to earn it. And the more terrible truth, your parents will need you to be strong. You will be paralyzed by pain, realizing that everything is too late. Your body, your mind, and your experience will only qualify you to live the rest of your life in a world of poverty and devastation. Therefore, you must seize the time when your brain and body are at their peak to build a solid foundation. Welcome to Krama Chronicles, where we deliver the truths that society avoids. It sounds cruel, but it is the most practical truth. A grown man can tell you young people can be free, but their parents are the first ones to pay the consequences. Many young people spend years asking for money as if it were water, an unlimited resource flowing toward their endless dreams. They think they are living their best life, but they don't know they are wasting their youth. It is like a child striking a single match in the middle of a dark night. Warm for a few seconds, then the cold night returns. Freedom, without discipline and responsibility, is just laziness, dressed up with a nice excuse. And the price of laziness in youth is not paid immediately. It is always calculated and due when you no longer have the energy to pay it. Parents, those who have never asked you to be rich, who have never forced you to be successful, will be the first to bear the full consequences of your failure. You live a few aimless years, you lose your job for a few months, and suddenly the house is without money and the hospital bills are terrifying. One day you will turn around and look into their eyes tiredness, helplessness, yet still desperately trying not to blame you. And that is when you realize that the freedom you thought was yours was bought with the sweat, blood, and tears of those who came before you. A truly honorable man lives not just for himself. He lives for those who once hid their illness, hid their sadness, and sacrificed their entire youth to raise their children. The dignity of a man is not in his expensive suit or his job title, but in his proven ability to protect himself and his dependents. In the life of a man, there is only one golden door to make money and secure your future. It is the window from the age of 23 to the age of 38. It is not a long time. It's just a few years beyond college. But it's the time when the entire world is ready to open its opportunities to you, if you know how to seize them. It's the time when you have the physical strength to stay up all night, the brain plasticity to learn new, complex things, the drive to build your body, and the determination to bear intense pressure. But tragically, it's also in this exact period that most young men harbor the illusion that they have infinite time. They travel to renew themselves, watch movies all night to relieve stress, play games to stay positive, and spend money without regret because they are young and must live for themselves. They don't realize that while they are living for themselves, the world is judging and discriminating against them. By the time they are ready to break through, the door is closed forever. From the age of 23 to 38, you can work 12 hours a day without collapsing. You can fail 3 times and still stand up. You can survive on cheap noodles for months to invest every penny in a skill, an idea, or a new path. You can devote all your energy to your career without fear of burdening your family if you prepare well. But if you don't take advantage of this time to create money, high-value skills, and self-esteem, you will enter middle age with empty hands, a shallow foundation, and a heart full of regret. At the age of 38, you can still start over. But then you will have to compete with people aged 28. They are younger, faster, more creative, and crucially less burdened by responsibilities than you are. When you are 38, you have no time left to try and make mistakes. You need to be accurate. But if those 15 years have passed and you still don't know what you are good at, you are entering a dry, unforgiving land without a drop of water to sustain you. The scariest feeling is seeing your peers, some with a house, some with a stable career, while you are still wandering aimlessly. Those who once supported you will fall silent, and you are left alone with a mountain of self-doubt and self-blame. It is not because you lack ability, but because you squandered your 15 years of privilege. You can be as free as you want, but do not let your parents see you living like a pauper at 30, still worrying about your rent and food money. Do not let your loved ones face trouble and find yourself helpless, unable to afford even a small emergency fund. When you don't have money, you are not only useless, you are a burden. And even more painful, you will be the one forced to realize this truth. If this stark truth resonates with you, please hit the subscribe button. Late success is also success. Sounds comforting, doesn't it? But it's a trap, because the truth is that 80% of people outside of privileged society will never experience what is called late success. They don't have the foundation, the discipline, or the strength to endure, and no one is willing to give them a second chance. The saying great people often succeed late is not a rule. It is a word of self-indulgence used by those who are merely late. They forget that the names often cited jobs, Ma Freeman, represent the top 0.1% of humanity. At 25, you think you are special. You believe if you follow your passion, you will eventually find yourself. You see people who work 8 hours a day as boring. You choose tourism, healing, beautiful life, a deep life. And when the turning point comes, you will understand everything. It will be when you realize that all the illusions of freedom, passion, and long-term fulfillment are worthless trash if you don't have money. They don't pay the hospital bills. They don't make your parents live longer. At that moment, you will no longer see yourself as a victim or a misunderstood genius. You are the problem. You will be a burden, and there is nothing more humiliating than that. Your parents will no longer be healthy. They start to need more medicine, need a doctor, need money for the hospital, and need a child strong enough to support the family. If at that time you still don't have money, still wander like a leaf, then I am sorry. You are no longer pursuing passion, you are a living debt. I know that saying these things makes many people uncomfortable. Everyone wants to hear pleasant words, that everyone will be fine, and that life always gives us opportunities. But I am sorry, life never gives us opportunities, especially when you don't give it a reason to do so. Freedom and wandering is a privilege, but it is only reserved for those who have a solid financial foundation. The wealthy can quit their job and travel because they have money to come home to without starving. They can stop for a few years to learn something new because they have savings to take care of their family. But you, without money, skills, or a systemic background, you wander not to find yourself, but to escape reality. And worse, you don't escape alone, you drag your aging parents with you. If you feel embarrassed by these words, it's good. It is a sign that you still have the capacity to realize what is wrong. And if you are still in the age window of 25 to 35, you still have a chance to turn around. Don't wait until your father is in the ICU and your mother is in tears. Then desperately rush to say, let's work, let's make money. Whether you have a dream or not, don't let yourself get to the age of 40 with blind eyes and empty hands. You don't need to be a millionaire. You just need to be able to pay for your parents' medicine without asking for handouts. Money is the backbone of personality. Without money, you will be powerless for the things you love the most. Personality cannot buy medicine. Kindness cannot pay for hospital sheets. And love cannot replace a cashier's check. Money doesn't make you lose your personality. It helps you keep your dignity in the worst moments of your life. A man must know how much money he has, how much he can afford to lose, and how to make every penny count. Financial thinking is not complicated. It is the way you prepare for the future, for changes, for when you need it most. If you can't control money, money will control your whole life. and you will merely be struggling not to die. Final thought, you are the only one who is responsible for the rest of your life. No parent can replace your future. There is no society that will save a child who doesn't want to swim. Don't wait for anyone to come and pull you out of the abyss of delusion. Everyone is struggling to live their own life well. If you keep failing, keep procrastinating, sooner or later they will leave. Not because they are evil, but because life doesn't have time for those who don't want to grow up. What will you do when the 15 golden years of your life are passing by? If this call to responsibility resonated with you, please hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. We reveal the hard truths of survival and success every week. Click the notification bell to stay informed. For more chronicles on financial independence, click on the video. Now showing the capitalist trap for another necessary lesson.